Sir, in the inception, I do not have any qualms and any dithering in according my unqualified support to this legislative document under the title of the Central Universities Amendment Bill 2023. Sir, today it is a sheer providence and in a sheer coincidence that when the new government in Telangana is going to be sworn in, today's legislation will certainly add a new jewel in the crown of Telangana itself. In pursuance to the commitment that has been made by the predecessor government, it was committed that one central tribal university in the state of Telangana will be established. In pursuance to that obligation, the central tribal university in the state of Telangana, under the Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act 2014, is going to be established. The fact is that members across the spectrum all are subscribing to the view, to the contents of this legislation. Sir, it is fact that education is a key determinant for the growth and development of tribal population in our country. Sir, India is a multilingual, multi-racial country. We are boasting of 574 tribal groups in our country. Across the world, out of total tribal population, we share more than 9% of the populations. But at the same time, the seamy side of all our development agenda is that there is still a conspicuous absence of tribal pupils in the higher education of our country. So, more participation of tribal students in the higher education is an imperative need for the growth of the tribal societies of our country. So I would like to know from Honorable Minister, what is the current gross enrollment ratio of tribal pupils in our country, which may suggest the growth of the tribal people along with their education. Sir, in our educational system, already 7.5% has been reserved for tribals. May I like to draw the attention of the Honorable Minister that the number of vacant faculty posts in central universities disproportionately impacts candidates eligible under reservation quotas. 65.61% of vacant posts are those reserved for marginalized communities. Out of that, ST 576. It clearly suggests that more priority should be given to enhance the participation of tribal population, not only in the education but also in the faculty. so as to ensure their presence in each and every sector. Sir, I would like to flag the attention of Honorable Minister that according to the Minister of State for Education, who is also appearing here in the House, that about 13,626 students from the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and other backward classes communities have dropped out of central universities. Indian Institutes of Technology and Indian Institute of Management in the last 5 years. Again, whether the government has carried out any studies to understand the reason behind such high dropout rates in this institution, I would like to be enlightened by the concerned ministry. Sir, even it was stated that out of total dropped out students in various institutions, around 4,596 OBC candidates, 2,424 scheduled caste candidates, and 2,622 scheduled tribe students, and all of them have been dropped out from central universities. While as many as 2,066 OBC candidates, 1,068 SC, and 408 ST students dropped out of IIT, and 163 OBC, 188 SC, and 91 ST candidates dropped out of IIM in the same period. So certainly I think it's a matter of grave concern to be noticed. Even it is noted that elite institutions like IIT, IIM have been hitting the headlines in the wake of alleged rampant casteism and other discriminatory practices faced by students belonging to these communities on campus. More than 33 students had died by suicide at various IITs and IIM campuses. In December 2021, Union government had told Parliament that 122 students had died by suicide at central higher educational institutions between 2014 and 2021. Out of the 122 students, 24 belong to scheduled caste community, 3 were scheduled tribe, and 41 were OBC. Sir, in our country since the independence, plethora of measures have been taken in order to bring those, in order to assimilate, in order to include those isolated community of our society, namely tribals, aborigines, primitives, Girijans, Bonojati, to the mainstream of our society. In 1948, Dr. Radhakrishnan has prepared one education mission also to that end. In the year 1968, education policy clearly demonstrated the endeavor of the government to assimilate and to include those isolated society in the mainstream. So, plethora of measures have been taken by successive governments in the country, but still they are lagging behind, much to the concern of all of us. So, I must suggest that there should be imparted more training and integrated services, as well as the girls' population, I mean girls of the tribal society, should be given social security, should be guaranteed social security, because you know that still a section of tribal population are in the grip of various prejudices, superstitions, taboos, etc., etc. You will be astonished to note, जब दामोदर वैली कॉर्पोरेशन उद्घाटन करने के लिए जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी ने गए थे और उद्घाटन समारोह में एक ट्राइबल आदिवासी लड़की, नाम थी उनकी बुधनी माझी, उन्होंने उनको माला चढ़ाई थी। उसी दिन से वो समाज से बहिष्कार हो चुके थे। 80 साल गुजरने के बाद वो अपने गांव गई थी और उसके बाद देहांत भी हो गई। तो इसलिए मैं कहना चाहते हैं कि ट्राइबल पॉपुलेशन के अंदर और ये अवेयरनेस, एजुकेशन के बारे में उनकी और थोड़ा जागरूक करना और इसके लिए और पहल करना, ये भी एक जरूरी मुद्दा है। हो गया सर, बस हो गया सर। सर मैं ये कहना चाहते हैं कि ट्राइबल स्टूडेंट को पढ़ाने के लिए सरकार पैसा जरूर देते हैं। राजीव गांधी के जमाने में फेलोशिप प्रोग्राम चालू हुई थी। अमरकंटक में ट्राइबल सेंट्रल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ ट्राइबल ये स्थापित हुई थी। सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ ट्राइबल पॉपुलेशन अमरकंटक। हमारे मंत्री जी स्टेट से आते हैं, कनिष्क को ट्राइबल सोसाइटी के लिए साइंस, सोशल साइंसेस, कनिष्क इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ सोशल साइंसेस, वो सारे दुनिया में एक बड़ा प्रतिष्ठान माना जाता। कलिंग इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ सोशल साइंसेस, ये सारे दुनिया में एक बड़ा इंस्टीट्यूट माना जाता। तो पहल बहुत कुछ हुए हैं, फिर भी हमें और भी आगे जाना बाकी है। मैं इसी सदन में इस संदर्भ में बात रखते हुए और एक बात जरूर कहना चाहते हैं, वो आउट माइग्रेशन ऑफ इंडियन स्टूडेंट। यू विल बी एस्टोनिश्ड टू नोट that even our students, students of Indian origin, will be visible in 228 countries and dependent islands across the globe. Sir, even 17,000 of students, they are studying in Bangladesh. 78 number of students, they are studying in Afghanistan. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? The issue is why? Because the aspirational section of our society has been growing up. The growth of aspirational society, middle class society, does not keep match with the educational facilities of our country. So there is a serious dearth of higher educational institutions in our country, which has been prompting the exodus, I may say, out migration of Indian talent. That means brain draining has been continuing unabated. Mantriji, for their living expenses, in order to defray their tuition fee, living expenses, those Indian students are spending mind-boggling 6 lakh crores of rupees. Not only that, now more than 40 lakh of Indian students, they are studying abroad. So what is the policy of this government to bring back those talent into our country? Sir, मैं ये जानना चाहते हैं कि हमारी देश में ये एजुकेशन की बड़ी चर्चा जरूर हम करते हैं, ये नॉलेज बेस्ड सोसाइटी की बात हम करते हैं। एक जमाना था जब ब्रिटिश हुकूमत और बाहर वाले ताकत ने, कॉलोनियल फोर्सेस ने अपने एग्रेशन की चलते हमारे देश को कब्जा किया था। लेकिन आज नॉलेज बेस्ड सोसाइटी होने के नाते आज दुनिया को हम अपना कब्जे में लाने के लिए प्रयास शुरू कर दिए हैं। हिंदुस्तानी के लोग सारे दुनिया की कोने कोने में छाए हुए हैं, चाहे वो अमेरिका हो, चाहे यूरोप हो, चाहे कनाडा, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, जहां भी हो, बड़े बड़े पद में, बड़े बड़े ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के सारे माथा पे सारे हमारे इंडियन बैठे हुए हैं। तो हम वे सारे को, वो हमारा एसेट है, वो एसेट को हम क्यों वापस नहीं ला सकते? इसमें कहीं हमारा खामियां क्या है? ये खामियां को पूरा करने के लिए हमें क्या करना चाहिए? सर, मैं रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर की देश से आते हैं, स्वामी विवेकानंद की देश से आते हैं। हम जानते हैं रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर, जवाहरलाल नेहरू, राधा कृष्णन, ये सारे विद्वानों ने हमारे देश की हायर एजुकेशन के लिए किसी को कितना प्रयास किए थे। ये सोशल जो रिसोर्सेज, हमारे जो ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज, इसके लिए इन्होंने काफी कुछ प्रयास किया था। इसके लिए हमारे सौगोदरा कह रहे थे कि शांति निकेतन बड़ी थी। बिल्कुल बिल्कुल हमारे देश में कोने कोने में विद्वानों की हमारे परिचय, विद्वानों की सारे प्रतिष्ठान हम जानते हैं। स्वामी विवेकानंद जी कहते थे कि एजुकेशन इज द नीड फॉर आवर कैरेक्टर। एजुकेशन हेल्प्स अस to strengthen our character, and our character can cleave the adamantine wall of all adversities. तो मैं सर ये जो बिल को समर्थन करते हुए 2-3 जो मुद्दा रखे हैं, ये मुद्दा के जवाब मांगना चाहते हैं। और सेल्फी से भी हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर को ये भी नसीहत देते हैं कि सेल्फी से भी ना होते हुए एजुकेशन से भी जो हमारे देश की नौजवान है, इनके लिए और ज्यादा सोचिए, इसमें हमारी देश की भलाई होगी। नमस्ते।